Hello, it is your favorite internet nobody. And I have nothing fun to say, I don't think. Yeah, I did not prepare a line. Yeah, I'm consistently inconsistent. Or I'm inconsistently consistent. Take it whichever way you want. I hope you're doing well. Just wanted to talk about Path of Exile a little bit because it's a game that's near and dear to my heart. And it's a game I have played on and off for about 130 hours. I've not really done much of the end game, and I've not really looked at any other people playing it. I've not looked at any custom builds. I've not looked at most of the events grinding gear games I've done. I've not spent much money in their store, if at all, until recently. And yeah, I come from the point of view of a solo, self-found, self-taught, casual ARPG player. I've been through your Torchlights and Victor Vrans and Diablos. I've been through a bunch of ARPGs. And I'm no stranger to the genre. I'm no stranger to the challenge. Path of Exile is unique in that regard. It is stupidly complex if you're just trying to figure out yourself without reading much on it, without copying guides, without going into the nitty-gritty. It takes a bit of time. It's just like the Souls games. I think they're a very rude awakening compared to anything else you might play. My first foray into Dark Souls was one of literally rage quitting Dark Souls 2 because I was getting super upset with everything. Fast forward a few years and I'm a lover of the Soulsborne. Anything From Software does. And I welcome the challenge, I welcome the complexity, I welcome this aspect of discovering things for yourself, things that are hidden, things that are not obvious. Yeah, I love all of that. And Path of Exile 1 definitely falls in that category. If you don't read anything, if you don't watch anything, if you just go in and just start playing, there's a lot. The game has been building a lot, has been built a lot, has been worked on a fair bit for the last few years. And it's a remarkable change from what you used to be to what it is today. It's massive. So when GGG announced Path of Exile 2, I was stupidly excited about it. I was like, oh, more of the same, but looking even better? Yes, please, let's do it. And then over time, we find out that indeed, not just visual improvements, but also technical improvements to the gameplay, in fact, entire changes and overhauls of systems. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is Path of Exile 2 and not an Overwatch 2. This is a new game in ways. But I didn't imagine it would cause the stir it has. You see a lot of people talking about all kinds of things. Some people saying this is going to be the next best thing since sliced bread. It's going to change the gaming landscape forever. Others are literally losing their minds because their favorite game is getting a new version that is so different in some fundamental ways from what they're used to. And that seems to hurt them a fair bit. A lot of people have a special place in their, bile ducts for anything Diablo after Diablo 2 and Blizzard. And I think as soon as somebody started comparing Path of Exile to, in some ways, to Diablo 4, the internet lost its proverbial poop. I'm not one of those people. I enjoyed my time playing Diablo 4 and especially enjoyed the controller implementation of that. As soon as I tried it, because I first played with mouse and keyboard, but then as soon as I tried a controller, it was the ultimate couch gaming, ARPG experience you can get. It looks good, it plays good, the story is interesting, everything about it I enjoyed a fair bit. Now, again, not from the point of view of somebody who wants an end game and wants to spend tens of hours every day doing whatever. I'm not that person. We don't have the time. I don't have the time to do that. But I loved it. I loved it. I loved the convenience. And then recently, in fact, for this video, I was thinking of, I actually recorded about 20 minutes of Path of Exile 1. I tried to play with a controller, which, again, it's fantastic. They have the option now, but it's just mapping of the UI to a controller. It's plug and play. It works. You don't have to do anything. You just start a game and get your Xbox or PlayStation or whatever controller and start playing. But compared to Diablo 4, it's awful. It is awful. It's usable, on a Steam Deck or any other device you buy yourself, that's handheld. It's, great, it works. But my goodness me, is it clunky to navigate? Is it absolutely horrendous to use? Not convenient at all, not intuitive in any way, shape, or form. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Path of Exile 2 is built with more thought around couch potatoes like myself. Gamers who want a deep, satisfying, complex ARPG experience, but want it from a comfortable position, on a big screen TV. It's why we buy an OLED. It's why we buy the OLEDs. It's why we get tower speakers or expensive speakers. It's why we get a controller. We want to, you just want to spend some evenings. You just want to sit back and just immerse yourself in that. And I understand how this approach to the game is a far cry for so many who are on their desk, leaning in, mouse and keyboard, going for tens of hours every day, trying to figure things out, trying to find new ways to get better at the game, new ways to deal with the content that just, troubleshooters, people who love that tinkering aspect. I respect that. And I think kudos to GGG for saying, look, just because there is a new game, it doesn't mean we're going to abandon the old game. We're going to try and work on both, depending on how many people stick around for the first game. Some of the end game content is going to share pretty much identical DNA, so people can play. They've made every effort imaginable, possible to enable Path of Exile players to migrate to Path of Exile 2 if push comes to shove, but at the same time, they're not creating that push and that shove with the first game. They're not discouraging people from playing the first game. They're not saying, look, guys, you just have to accept this and just move on. No, they're saying, if you want to play the first game, keep playing. And as long as we have people playing and people interested, we'll continue to work on it. But of course, let's be real, it's going to wind down. The development and work on the Path of Exile 1 over the years is going to wind down. I suspect they're going to have a way to preserve and maintain that, and maybe allow more people, maybe have that game be more community driven around updates and changes and so on, and then keep Path of Exile to strictly build the way the studio wants to build it. Whatever the case may be, I think their efforts are valiant. I think Path of Exile 2 is not going to be a game-changing experience for the industry or anything like that. But it's an exciting moment. The early access is an exciting moment, and also a bit of an upsetting moment, because if you don't want to pay to get the early access, I understand. I paid because I'm fine with it. If your favorite class is not on there, like in my case, the Templar, it's a bit of a bummer. I'll have to go Monk, most likely. either monk or a sorceress, because I've never played one. If yeah, if you don't want anything to do with the WASD mechanics or the dodge roll mechanics or the blocks and so on, again, it's a bummer. If you don't care about the way the gems have changed and how the skill systems or some of the systems are set up, I get it. Yeah, if you don't like the fact that early access will have limited um, content, again, all of that is real. It's a thing, and if you're not up for it, don't do it. Just wait for the game to come out in late next year and have the full experience, plus a bunch of changes that will have taken place over the course of the next 12 months. Personally, I'm here for the journey. I will know almost immediately if I like it or not, because again, I need the game to work with a controller. That's all I care about, in a selfish kind of way. And I certainly want to enjoy, the 3 acts they're gonna have and replaying them, and just enjoy the monk class and the. I certainly hope I enjoy the gameplay, because if not, I'll just park it and wait until a Templar becomes available. But yeah, if I enjoy the rest of it, I'll play it for a good, who knows, 25, 30, 40 hours, and then stop and then wait for the Templar and play again. But yeah, I don't understand the outrage, and the overhype also does nobody any good. Because we're setting expectations very high, and I'm sure GGG are also stupidly ambitious based on their track record and want to do something truly, truly spectacular. But I wouldn't go to extremes on any of it, as I usually, that's my position. I don't want to go extremes with that. The only thing I think this game will disrupt major is Diablo 4. Because if the quality of early access part of Exile 2 is in any way comparable to Diablo 4, I have no idea what Microsoft and Blizzard are going to do about it. I have no clue. Obviously, Blizzard and Diablo, it's household names. It's stuff that you expect to make money, but boy oh boy, do they have some serious competition in this. Yeah, that is all. I will be posting some videos about my Path of Exile experience, Path of Exile 2. I have no plans on going back to the first game, but I certainly hope that whoever doesn't want to transition to the new game, whoever doesn't want to have anything to do with the first game, continues to enjoy the first game, and hopefully GGG can play this balancing act of keeping both player bases content and coming back for more from their creations. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Stay safe out there, and happy gaming. See you next time.